Can you believe we are getting ready to plan for January 2025? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around this. I don't know what happened to December. It's been absolute craziness here. So this is what my planner currently looks like. I love how chubby it is getting. So we are on the fourth and last signature of my current planner. This was my cover page for December. This is really kind of hard to read. It says December here. You can only really read it when the light hits it correctly. So let me quickly recap what happened in December so far in this planner, and then we'll move right on into the new one. So I've been really good with my steps this month, especially given that it's cold and nasty out. I am quite proud of this. So when I'm filming, it is December 18th, so 2 days before this video is posted. I didn't do as much in this signature as I usually would, given that it is December craziness. If you don't know what December is, it is a way to create ephemera in December or any other time of the year using fun prompts, hosted by my dear friend Louise Heinzel and myself. So if you still want to join us, please feel free to. We're having so much fun. You can find the playlist linked below and the info page with all the information you will need. So this little flip here was one half of a paper bag. On this half, I just added a beautiful image of a hand pan, which is an amazing instrument. My BFF and I were at Edelstoff, which is like kind of a trade show for young designers. They have it, I think, at least twice a year, if not more often. We love going there and supporting new and oncoming designers. And they also had some of these beautiful handpan instruments. My BFF and I actually took some lessons to learn how to play this, and we loved it so much. But the point is, and I really considered buying one of these. They are just such beautiful instruments, and they had these beautiful wooden stands to put them on so you could play them standing. But the thing is that you need to practice, and I don't see myself having the time to practice regularly to play such an instrument. And then the question is, where do you play it? Basically, you just play it by yourself at home, because there isn't really an opportunity to play something like this anywhere else, and it's really hard to find courses. So with a broken heart, I did not get one of these beautiful hand pans, but it makes me happy to have it at least in my planner. This here, this makes me so happy. This is just a background that I had and I added here. And this was a part of a wristband for what my BFF and I thought would be a concert that we had tickets for. This is called Kygo World Tour 2024. This is a photo of myself and my BFF at this, as I said, what we thought was a concert when we bought the tickets. It turned up to be a DJ lineup. We thought we were going to a concert by Klangkarussell, which is an amazing Austrian band, only to find out that there are 4 different DJ lineups, and Klangkarussell is actually, it's the DJ duo. And this was just so incredible. And the main event was Kygo, which we didn't even know. We had no idea who Kygo was. And oh my goodness, we had the best time. We had really good tickets standing in front of the stage. It was a blast. It couldn't have been better. So much fun. So happy to have this here as a memory. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this tag. There's nothing on the back. Apparently, I had no to-dos that week. A lot of times I don't have the to-dos in here, but I have them in my head. And lately, when I have so many to-dos like I do now in December, I actually have them on my phone. And I just have the main ones here. But apparently for this week, I didn't have them anywhere except in my head. Doesn't matter. I love this tag. I love the gold accents that I added. So in case you're wondering, the kit I used for this month is called... What is it called? It's called Crows of Winter. The crows are the stars of this kit, although there are other birds as well. Love this little cluster here. Then this was last week only. This was the sticker that we got at this trade show for young designers. This is when the next one is. If you happen to be in Vienna, March 8th and 9th of next year, go visit that exhibition. It's a lot of fun. Then I added a Christmas card here that I received with a really funny, I guess it's a llama, very, very cute. Then I added my to-dos here in this belly band from the ephemera kit. And there's a cute little pocket here onto which I added just a little button and some lace and a closure and sprayed the inside with a pink acrylic spray. And added my to-dos on this little ephemera card here. So this is the week we're currently in. You are watching this on Friday, December 20th or later. Here I have another tag. You also might have seen this in my Instagram stories. Some beautiful gold splattering, my to-dos, which are kind of hard to read. The background turned a little bit too dark. And here it says, a beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. I think this is so important. And we have next week. There's nothing happening here yet. I also still need to do a to-do thing here. Although I do plan on maybe taking a rest this week, because the plan is for me to finish filming all my Ephemera videos by the end of this week. So I only have some editing to do this week and not film anything. That would be really nice, so I can enjoy a couple of days with my BFF over Christmas, because unfortunately my hubby did not make it to Vienna. He was supposed to come last weekend. Plans have changed, and so my hubby is not coming for Christmas, which is a bummer, but that is life. And so I'm going to spend it with my BFF, which I am looking forward to, and her 2 dogs, and we'll make the best of it. Lots of walking with the dogs, I'm sure, and just hanging out, watching movies, chilling. That's the plan, chilling. And then we go into January 5th, although I think I will stop using this planner as of December 31st and move into the into the next one as of January 1st, because I do want to start the new year in the new planner at the beginning of January and not on January 6th. This is another half of a paper bag. I had also posted this on Instagram stories a while ago. The bag is still not decorated. There's nothing here yet. This was the, I want to say 4th or 5th. No, this is the 5th book in the series of Blood and Ash. To be honest, I DNF'd this book, meaning I did not finish it. I read about half of it, and it was more of the same story, but from a different point of view, and I kind of got bored. I was done with this. I want to say it's not really the fault of the book. If you're really into this series, you will like this book as well, but I think I had mentally already moved on. I wanted something different. I had the feeling I had been in this fantasy series for too long already. I did enjoy the previous books. I think there's even a book after this one, but I decided I'm done with this series. I'm happy I read as much as I did. No complaints, but it was time to move on. And I'm currently reading something very questionable. I'm reading it on my Kindle, so I will share a photo of the book cover here. So this is Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This is my first ever dark romance, and it has a morally gray male character. And if you want to look into this book, just be aware that some of the themes and the scenes may be very disturbing. Please check all the content warning at the beginning of the book. I think there's 2 pages of content warnings. So the story is about a trauma nurse called Ali, and she escapes her very busy, hardworking days by thirsting after a masked man online. And to her, nothing could top the fantasy of her favorite tattooed and masked man hunting her down. Yeah, this is not my usual fluffy fantasy read. But what happens is that one night she drunken texts him, and those dreams actually become a reality. And Josh, who is this masked stalker, has been avoiding the limelight all his life, but he has this online persona, and that is a completely different story. And at night, he posts masked so-called thirst traps. I've never heard that expression before, for millions of his fans, until one follower, which of course is Ali, catches his eye. So that's basically the story. Josh is a masked stalker. But what makes him so interesting and what makes the book so entertaining is that he's actually very caring. The balance between the story and the romance between Ali and Josh, I think, is just right. There's not too much of either, which is very engaging. I really enjoy both characters and I am rooting for them to end up together. I'm currently in the middle of the book. What I love most about this book, and which is basically the only thing that is keeping me reading, is the humor and the banter between them. I have to warn you, there is a lot of extremely explicit spice, some of it very questionable. So this book is definitely not for everyone. It is not one that I will broadly recommend to you. If you're into this, enjoy. If not, please just leave it. Let's never talk about it again, okay? At this moment, I cannot imagine I will continue with dark romances, but you know, then again, never say never. So my book tracker here is not up to date yet. Well, actually, I haven't finished The Lights Out yet, so that will go here once I'm finished with it. I contemplated whether I should even mention this book to you, but I thought, why not? There's many people who love this book. Actually, on Goodreads, it has a rating of currently 4.26. I'm guessing those must be readers into dark romance, because I think if this is your first ever dark romance book, you're in for a ride. You're in for a shock. So moving on, my new planner. Ta-da! So as you can see, I have already started making this because this cover is not done. And I do have some footage that I will show you in a moment of how I came this far. I didn't want to take you through this whole process again because I have shared this process in detail many, many times. And if you want to know how to make one of these junk journal planners, because I have received quite a few messages from my viewers saying that 2025 is the year they want to start one of these. So that makes me super happy. I hope you enjoy them as much as I do. And if you need more help, then please see the making of this planner. I have it linked below. It's a step-by-step tutorial of the whole thing. The cover, how many pages I choose, what kind of pages I choose, how I add the calendar pages, what kind of pages I add in between, etc., etc., etc. Everything is there. Even how I made this cute pocket here in the back. It's all there. So please go check that video for a more detailed explanation. Oh, and one more thing I want to show you is one of the greatest things about these kind of planners is how they expand. Let me turn this around. So this here will become this here. You see what happens with the spine? It is so fun because it just expands. I just love that. I don't know any other system where a journal expands so easily, besides the fact that it is so huggable, because having fabric on the outside and inside, oh, you just want to hug it and squeeze it and bend it and all the wonderful things. So as always, I'm adding my thinned down PVA glue onto my paper bag, which is already cut down to the right size. Then I'm adding the fabric for the inside first, and this one is called Mirage Small, and the designer is Billy Rue. This is the first time I'm using a fabric by this designer, and I'm adhering it section by section because this is much easier than trying to adhere the whole piece at once. This works really well for me. So then on the other side, I'm doing exactly the same thing. And as you saw, I cut or you didn't see, but I cut the fabric a little bit bigger than my paper bag because obviously I don't want my paper bag showing. And this is going to be the outside cover, and this beautiful fabric is called Open Space, and it's by Marsha Dursey, and I'm absolutely in love with it. You will see later when I show you a close-up the beautiful gold triangles that it has on it. I just love it. And again, I'm adhering it section by section. So this is what it looks like once I've stitched around it with my sewing machine 3 times. And this now actually looks like a real cover already. So in love, so in love. Again, this is the inside. And now I am putting together my signatures. I just barely had enough coffee dyed papers to use. I was worried that I would have to actually dye some more papers, which I wouldn't have had time for, but I just made it with these papers. So it's 16 papers. I use 4 per signature, and I'm just using my little vintage iron. And no, it's not hot, it's just heavy to crease my pages. And then I'm putting together my signatures, as I said, 4 of these coffee dyed papers per signature, plus 2 smaller pieces that could be an envelope or just a smaller piece of paper or a paper bag. And I just add those in between the pages to have a little bit more variety and fun pieces to work with, basically. It's really a shame because some of these papers have some really nice sprayed designs on them, but yeah, I won't be able to see them probably because I'll probably be covering them. So now I'm just poking the holes for my signatures, and I found out that the best distance between them is 1.5 centimeters, which is a little over half of an inch. And yeah, I'm using the same template from last year actually, and I'm using of course the same template now for the signatures. During most of 2024, I kept telling you in my videos that for 2025, I want to only have 3 signatures in my planners rather than 4. But as you can see here, I again have 4 because I thought about it and I really love the 4 in here. Yes, it gets kind of difficult in the last signature in the last month to work in here because on this side it's just difficult, but you can always help yourself by adding a book underneath here to make it more even and flat. That works actually quite well. I just love when the planners are a bit chubbier, so I will actually keep them like this. I've been doing them like this for, what is it, 2 years now or something. I'm just looking at my shelf here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my 6th planner in exactly the same style. They're just so fun. So this is what I'm sticking to. I don't want to change something that works so well for me. I'm staying with the same format, the same size. Also in the video with this, you can find all the measurements. So that is the video you need to go to if you get stuck. So moving into this one. So we have the 4 signatures. The first one already has my calendar in here. Again, if you want to see how I added to the pages, please see that video linked below this video. As always, I did not glue in the first page because that is my cover page for January, and I still want to add a few things. Since I'm in the middle of December and I wanted to make my life a little bit easier this month with my new calendar pages, and by coincidence, I also had a viewer request to make a planner kit for this specific kit. It worked out so perfectly. So I used the kit that I already had in my shop, but I never really used in a planner or a journal. So this was the perfect opportunity for me to do that. So this is my Twilight Tales kit. You can find all the links below, obviously. Let me show you the backgrounds of this kit first. So now let me show you how the rest of the planner pages look like. So this is the month. I did a horrible job stamping the dates, but it's okay. There is my step tracker. Then we have the first week of January. So then we have a smaller page here. And this is week 2. Then I left an empty spread for whatever. Week 3. Week 4, the other half of that page. And week 5 going up until February 2nd with the other half of the envelope here. And then on the last page, I have again my fitness tracker. This is a freebie. You can find that linked below. And speaking of freebies, at the very back here on my last signature, I again have my books page. And as you can see, it has changed here a little bit. So this was the old one. And this is a new one. I wanted to make it a little more simple. And I wanted to change this rating with the stars that I see here, because I'm never able to trace these stars nicely. So I thought I would just leave it open this way. If you wanted to use the book tracker, you could either draw your own stars or just write, 5, 4, how many ever stars you want to give your book. And also these lines are a little bit longer, so there is more space for the title and the author of the book. So I just kind of wanted to update that a little bit. And also this is now a freebie, so you can find this linked below as well. Throughout this whole year for my cover pages, I used a stamp set to always stamp the month on the title. But I want to go back to doing something that I did last year in 2023. So this is one of those planners. You see here I have these letters and I think they stand out a lot more. Let's see the next month. Yeah, February, March, and April. So I want to go back to that. I think I like that more, even though it is more work. And I'm using the letters from this Sizzix die set. This is called Alphanumeric Theory with the number 665924. You can find this set linked below, and it has 2 sizes of alphas and 2 sizes of numbers, and I always use the larger size for my titles. Maybe, actually I can take this out. Maybe instead of doing it like this, I'll put them like this. Let's see how that looks. Wow, that gets really long with these large letters. Is it going to fit? Barely. Okay, I'll have to move it farther up. I'm not sure I'm loving that. Maybe on this side. There's more contrast here. Yep, I like that. So the way I usually glue these down is using this fine metal tip of my art glitter glue. But I still usually get too much on it. So then I just dab it onto another paper before gluing it down on my page. That seems to work quite well. And there's no glue squishing out. This part here is still very, very empty. So I cut a few of these die cuts using this die cut set with the name Wildflowers and the number 661190. I will also link these for you below. So these are what the flowers look like. There's several different sets with different flowers. Usually, obviously, you would add the flowers like so, but I want to utilize this blank space here, so why not put them upside down? I think this is something that Louise has done in my ephemera journal, if I'm not mistaken. Kind of remember it from there, and I think it's a great idea. Why not? Should we even add this one? No, that's too much. But I don't want to leave them black. That is a bit too harsh for me. So I want to add these 2 mica stains, Frosted Juniper and Winter Frost. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And these are colors that I have here in my printable. I am hoping that neither of these are clogged up. Let's start with the Frosted Juniper. And then we'll mix it with the Winter Frost. Let me know in the comments below if you are starting your first junk journal planner for January. I would love to know because that would make me so happy. Also, I would love to know if you have been using a junk journal planner this year, and let us know how it's worked for you. Because some of you have commented in the past that you like watching these videos, so thank you very much for that, but that you don't have your own junk journal planner because you feel like you wouldn't know what to put in it because you don't have so many to-dos in your life, or you don't have that many appointments, so what's the point in having a calendar? But I'm telling you, I don't have that many appointments either. Yes, I have quite a bit of to-dos because of what I do for a living, but you can add other tasks here. Like when you work on your projects, it always makes me feel so much more productive when I add the tasks that I do into my planner. Let's pretend I wasn't doing this for a job. I could still put in here, coffee dyed some papers, or made a cover for my junk journal planner, made some ephemera, you know what I mean? And I'm sure you have some kind of appointments, like whether it is a doctor's appointment or to go see your grandkids or whatever it is, you can add photos. That's what I love doing with mine. Add pamphlets or whatever comes across your way. Maybe it's a recipe, maybe it's some song lyrics, maybe it's an image of your favorite TV show. I just think it's so much fun to look back at these in a few years and to see what was I into at that point. What was I reading? What was I watching? I think it's so fun to track these things because it's going to change in a few years again, and then it'll be so nice to look back at this. You know what I mean? Your life is worth documenting. Don't forget that. And it's a lot of fun, I think. So, are we happy with this? I think I'm happy with this for now. But of course, what I almost forgot is I still wanted to decorate this cover. Oh, but before we do that, I also forgot this needs gold splatters. Hello. Who am I? I'm going to use my Ice Ink dye spray by Seth Apter called Gold Mine. This is the quickest way to add gold splatters. Can't start 2025 off without gold splatters now, can I? Okay, so here's the cover page ready to go. Another thing, of course, you could add in here is swatches. When you buy new art materials, add swatches. Then you'll know when you got them, and it's just really fun. I'm into it. Okay, let's do something with this cover, although I have to say I really, really love this fabric. It almost looks like Christmas trees, doesn't it? But it's not. It's just triangles. And did you even see it has gold? It has gold in it. Wait, here's another one. And it almost looks a bit Klimt-esque, doesn't it? I think it goes so well with my Klimt style printables. Anyway, in order to decorate the cover, I always decorate the cover with an image from the first kit that I use for this planner. So that would be my Twilight Tales kit. So let me show you the ephemera for the kit and also the collage sheets. So we have 7 pages of botanical ephemera. One thing I have to say for this kit is there's a lot of tags. And there's not so many tuck spots and pockets. I want you to be aware of that in case you're looking into this. But you will see, I will also show you the collage sheets. So these are some pockets or tuck spots that you could use. With the collage sheets, you can easily cut out your own pockets and tuck spots, belly bands, etc. These would be really nice belly bands as well. So these are the collage sheets. There's also 7 of those. So you can find all the links for all the kits below. And with these, you could easily cut your own ephemera. That's what these are for. So this is number 2. So you could just cut out a square, a triangle, etc. And if you're not confident about the shapes for your ephemera, then I also will link for you below. That's what I have in my little pocket of my current planner. These ephemera shapes. So you can print these out and then you can trace them onto your collage sheets, and then you have the perfect shape for your pockets, etc. So we have a little file folder here, a little coin envelope, a little label. We have different kinds of corner tuck spots with flaps. There's another tag with a rounded top. There's a regular tag. There's another short tag with a rounded top. And we have another kind of pocket here and a fun envelope here. So you can find this particular template kit linked below as well. Actually, I'll leave them out because we might need that for later. So this was collage sheet number 3. You can, of course, also cut out the individual images and use those as you wish. There's lots of things you can do with collage sheets like this. You can cut out the individual flowers. So many options. I love this big one right here. And page 7 finally. So I'm thinking with a cover that has such bold, bright elements, we also need a bigger, bolder focal point. So I'm thinking from this page, which is number 5, this tag card, whatever you want to call it, is probably suited the best. Although I think I will add another background to this. So I'll just cut this out and then we'll go from there. So this does not work yet. So hopefully I can alter this in a way that will work for me. And the first thing I want to do is I want to get rid of these rounded corners. I'm not feeling that on the cover with these corners. So I'd say that's already an improvement. Also, because this shape now is similar to the shapes we have on the cover, and it's not such a foreign shape because it all just gets too busy, too many shapes and everything. But of course, this now is still drowned by the background. So we need to add something calm around here to frame this and to calm down this very busy background. Well, I've also inked up the edges with ground espresso because I wanted them to be fairly dark. So I have this beige cardstock by the company Claire Fontaine. I really love the quality of these. This is 150 GSM or 115 pounds. I buy this locally at my art store. I think it goes really well with the other beiges here. It's in the same family. So that would really calm this down if we added quite a big frame. Maybe this side is a bit smoother on here. And I'm wondering if we should add another piece underneath, just a little frame in either a red or a pink or a blue. Let's use the same Winter Frost that we have here because I think that will go pretty well. So yeah, I think they go together beautifully. So it's just a very thin frame, just a little accent. Yep. And then if we add our beige card underneath, it should be proportional all the way around, the same distance. So I've also stitched around twice because this now also fits together with this. So we have repetition that always makes it look very cohesive. And I think it works now. I also want to put a label down here with the date, like I did here, but a smaller frame. I found these here. So I think I'll add that down here. So I need to adhere this a little farther up to accommodate for that label. Whoa. Definitely want to see that blue. So I already cut a piece of that same cardstock so that they fit together. I'm going to use this 12-digit roller stamp. I will link these for you below as well. These are always great to have, although sometimes they are a bit fiddly to deal with turning these wheels because they are quite close together. And I always advise to do a practice stamp with whatever you're stamping first to make sure that your numbers or letters are actually aligned. I have already done that. So I'll just add some glue here. It's upside down, but does it matter? It doesn't matter. It's glued in anyway. We're not going to remove this. I'll add some glue as well, which I usually don't do, but can't hurt. Obviously, we do need gold splatters, but this time I want a little more control. Oh no, this is clogged. What? No. No, there's just not enough in here, I think. I need another one of these. I use this quite a lot, but I've had it for a long time. I'm going to add a little bit of water. Yeah, see, this gives me smaller, finer splatters rather than if I do it straight with the nozzle. And I also want to add some winter frost splatters. And finally, I want to have a word on here as well to inspire me for 2025. I'm taking one from this Big Chat sticker collection, which is kindness. Do you like having a word for a year? Is that something you do, like something that will inspire you throughout the year? I don't usually have that. My BFF always has it, or she has had in the past few years, which I find is really great. And she kind of sticks to it, like she will remember and it will inspire her, which I think is super cool. I know I would forget my word, but which is why I want to have it here. This way I'm not so likely to forget it. But let me know if you have a year. Yeah, let me know if you have a year. Let me know if you have a word. That would be very interesting. So where do we put this? It's kind of boring. I think it needs to... Oh, no. I want it to be part of the image and it needs to be off center. Let's put it here. I would have liked to add gratitude, but I've used all the stickers in here for that. And I'm too lazy to print out my own now. Kindness is just as good. I think the world can use a lot more kindness. I'm so happy with my cover. Oh, wow. It's always so exciting to move on from one cover to the next. I loved working in this. I still really love the cover, but you know, I've seen it for 4 months. So I'm happy to have something new. Yay. Okay, going back inside, we should at least get our first week of January ready on this page. Let's start off by adding a cheerful belly band. By the way, I want to point out the difference in print quality. Regular 80 GSM copy paper, but still printed with the print setting for best quality print. And this here is matte photo paper. You see the huge difference. Look at how brilliant and vibrant the colors are here compared to here, how muted they are. So if I was to print this on this kind of paper, it would have a completely different look. But I love the mystical look that this kind of print gives the kit. Anyway, I want a nice cheerful belly band. So either this one or... No, let's go with this one. That's even brighter. So I'll cut this one out. I'm going to stick to the same fabric that I have on the cover. So as a reminder, this is called Open Space by Marsha Dursey. I think this is really cute and cheerful together. Perfect for January, which is not so cheerful here in Austria. And I want it sticking out a little. So then this happened. I have had, I think, 5 fights with my sewing machine now. I don't know why she always wants to pick fights with me. I just want to have a peaceful coexistence. She always says it's my fault. At the moment, we're not talking because she just wouldn't do it. All she was supposed to do was to sew back and forth with a zigzag stitch. Is that really too much to ask? Really? So it's not happening. I don't know what to tell you. So we're just gonna be the mature one and accept things the way they are. I'm not giving up on us. Look at that. Look at that. Just look at this. What? Didn't even see that mess yet. I'm at the end of my nerves. I need to take a break from her. I think a little bit of distance, quiet time will do us both good. And then we'll regroup and we'll discuss our situation. It's not the end. Oh my goodness. Look at how many fights we had. Yeah, I couldn't do it anymore. There's only so many fights in me, you know? So we have one at the top, we don't have one at the bottom, and this is completely crooked. It is what it is. Sometimes you just have to accept the situation for what it is. So I'm just going to make a quick journaling card out of this here. This is my Twilight Tales collage sheet number 2. I don't need a template for that. I'm just going to cut a rectangle. You know, and she always wants to have the last word. My sewing machine, that is. Sometimes you just have to walk away, right? Before either of you get hurt. So now after I've also inked up the back side, I'm realizing this is too flimsy for me. So I want to add some more of that beige cardstock. But when I do that, this is going to be too big. So I will cut down my image a little bit and then back this onto my beige cardstock. Usually I would have loved to have a stitch border on this journaling card before I glue it down. But no, Madame is completely ignoring me, refusing to talk to me. It's not gonna happen. Since this is quite narrow and we don't have so much space here to grab it, to pull it out, I want to add a little pull thing here. So I'm going to punch a hole sort of in the middle. Then I'm going to add a golden eyelet. And then let's tie a piece of that same fabric through this. No, let's not do it that way. Like that. And now we have something fun sticking out and it's easy to pull it out. So I hope you and your sewing machine are still getting along. I hope you enjoy making your new planner for 2025. This makes me really happy. Let me know if you're joining me on this adventure. And I hope to see you for the rest of the December videos next week. Love you guys. Mwah! Mwah!